Hey everybody, it's 9 o'clock and 9 o'clock is with me, Father Warner. We are in Tuesday of the 10th week in Ordinary Time, and our text today is from Matthew chapter 5, verse 13 to 16. I've entitled today's teaching, Membership to the Salt and Light Club is Open. So let's read the text first. You are the salt of the earth, but if salt has lost its saltiness, how can it be restored again? It is no longer good for anything, but is thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hid. No one, after lighting a lamp, puts it under the bushel, but on the lampstand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before men, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. The Gospel of the Lord. Now, my dear friends, there's a confidence that Jesus exudes when it comes to his disciples. You know, we are not some potential or some force that could bring about a change. We are a potential, we are a force in the world that brings about a change. You see, Jesus has just begun preaching the Sermon on the Mount. We began this teaching yesterday. It begins with him addressing the disciples in chapter 5, verse 1. But it will end, if you see the end of the Sermon on the Mount, it gets over in chapter 7, you will see that it comes to an end with him captivating the crowds in chapter 7, verse 28. And such is the power of his words. Words that are not some bygone popular sayings that really sound nice in the modern world, but words that have the power to change lives even today. Now, in addressing his disciples, Jesus tells them who they are and not what they could be. See, he says, you are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. This is not something, as I said, we could become. By our very baptism, we get free membership to the internationally renowned Salt and Light Club with more than 1 billion members worldwide. Yet, it might have crossed your mind, could not the Lord have picked something more interesting to describe his disciples? I mean, salt and light don't sound upmarket in the modern world. And yet that's exactly what he did. He used the most upmarket terminology of his time. You see, at the time of Jesus, salt was certainly not of the same value as a diamond, but it was of no less value. You know, Roman soldiers received their salary in salt. And to be told you are not worth your salt simply meant you were not worth your salary that you were receiving. The very word salary, if you look at the etymology of the word, it is a derivative of the word salt. That's how you get the word salary. So you are not worth your salary, you're not worth your salt. Now, as I said, we are members of the Salt and Light Club. Yet, we could lose our membership. Not because we have been kicked out of the club, but simply because we have not used the facilities and the opportunities of that membership, and as a consequence, our membership has lapsed. You know, unlike a club membership which could be reapplied for, the membership of the Salt and Light Club is not easy to restore. What use is a Christian who has received the ability to bring flavor to the lives of the people, who has received the ability to preserve and defend life, to be a valued commodity in society, and yet has never used any of those abilities? The rules of the Salt and Light Club are very stringent. It is, or if I may say, they are, if you are good for nothing, you can only be trampled underfoot by man. But this Salt and Light Club does not seek to run as some kind of an exclusive or privileged club. Rather, it is a gathering of people in service. You know, when salt is added to food, no one says, you know, the salt in the chicken curry is very good. Nobody says that. What a bizarre thing. But rather, we would simply say, the chicken curry is very good. Yet, if there is no salt in the curry, one would be quick to name the salt as the precise ingredient that is missing. You won't say, I think chili powder is missing. No, you'll say, the salt is missing. So, salt is nameless when it serves its purpose, because by its very nature it enhances the dish without drawing attention to itself. And this is exactly what a Christian should be. He should be what salt does to food, not drawing attention to itself, but enhancing people's lives. And you look at the second example that Jesus gives, light. Light is no different from salt in the analogy that Jesus is presenting. If you take a candle light by day, I mean, it makes no sense. You imagine walking around the house with a candle light and in broad daylight. Somebody think you're off your head. Yet, when the sun is slipping below the horizon, it reminds everyone of the need of light. No one admires the beauty of light, for light has just one purpose. It has a purpose to dispel darkness. And the Christian is called to be like salt and like light. Just as I said, as salt dissolves and brings flavor, and then it disappears physically and yet leaves a distinct, irreplaceable flavor, so also does light in many ways. As light shines, it illuminates the darkness, it dispels fear. Yet, at the crack of dawn, it does not begin to protest that it has to be extinguished. Why are you putting me off? But it waits to be of service again when it is needed. Again, you see, light does not change a room. It enables us to see what is in it. It helps us to appreciate what is good and beautiful, just as it facilitates avoid pitfalls. And we are the children of light. Our lives are illumined by Jesus. He is the light of the world, John chapter 8, verse 12. This light helps us to see the hidden hope of glory that is in us, so we can rejoice even in the darkness of the world. Letting your light shine before others, because that's how the gospel ends. Let your light shine before others. Letting your light shine before others is not putting on an act or drawing attention to your good qualities. It is simply acting as best you can according to the lights that have been given. As you read this text, I think you might want to check on your Salt and Light membership. Are you an active member? Is your membership about to lapse? Or has it lapsed already? In which case, you are good for nothing. Not my words. Don't pick a fight with me. They're the words of Jesus. I'll see you tomorrow, as I always do. But for now, if you like this teaching, share it, hit that button, subscribe to this channel if you haven't done. Leave your comments on your thoughts on light and on salt. And God bless you for your kindness and charity and for supporting our home in Goa. Bye for now.